Pisces, welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be a reading about your chakras, your aura, and your tarot for the week. Happy birthday for you who are in the last week of Pisces, the start of the new year for you as you input all those sort of projects that you want to be doing going forward. I have also done a collective reading on the heart chakra and the sacrum as well, which is coming from the influences of the energy that is around us. So it's affecting us on an individual basis, but also on a collective basis. And that has to do with the pole shift, that's the energy that's going on at the moment. I will also be doing an equinox reading, which is going for the next sort of 3 months. The collective will be coming out on Sunday, and your individual reading will be coming out on Tuesday. So I will see you there for that. Let's just get straight into your chakras and let's see what's going on here for this week. Just connecting there. Okay, lovely. Here we go. This is your root chakra here. Okay, there seems to be a releasing process that's going on at the moment. And it could be releasing of things that have been in your life for a long time. And this could be on the financial sort of side, on the material side, as much as within the relationship. I think more on the financial sort of side. It could be a case of moving from one job to another. It could be a case of having a promotion. It could be a case of moving your business on or even starting a business and stuff like that. The actual foundation, though, within the root chakra is nicely in place. And it's also feeding a little bit from your sacrum as well. So this could be a case of, for a lot of you, it could be a case of putting into action the plans that you've got for this year after your birthday. So it's feeding those sort of foundations. It's actually really, really nice, very well, beautifully structured, and lovely energy that goes with it. And there's certainly enough sort of formation or solidness to it, so it give you a real sort of boost or a real sort of platform for you to take off from, basically. Let's just see how it plays into the sacrum. Well, the sacrum is really large, so basically it's all about your essential desires at the moment. And this could be essential desires about your job, your workspace, or your house, or where you want to live. Also could be about your relationship side, how you want your relationships to be on an individual basis, but on a collective basis. And it's just expressing that. It's also living it. It's putting it into place. And that's what I think is feeding your root chakras at the moment. And it seems to be very prominent within you, much more prominent than certainly within the root chakra, and certainly more prominent within your solar plexus. It seems to be the thing that's right in the forefront of your being at the moment. Talking about the solar plexus, let's just go straight in. Let's see what's going on with that. There is a case of pushing your passions into your heart's desire. Now, this is actually sort of putting it into action, your sacrum, your sensual desires, which are decorated by your heart's desire. So basically, within your sacrum, you'll have the essential desires, which are I am hungry. And then it depends on what am I going to eat. Now that's my heart's desires or my solar plexus desires. But our heart's desires are what sort of the delicacies I want to taste in my mouth when I'm eating. So it is sort of connecting, and I think your passions are pushing your heart's desires. It's going to make for a very joyous, gay, very bubbly atmosphere within you at the moment this week, which is good. It's going to push out a lot within, push into sort of socializing, connecting with people, exploring ideas, seeing the plus and the minuses of everything, just really enjoying exploring life. Because the solar plexus, although it is reasonably small, it's certainly got a direction and sort of, it's not being distracted at all around you. So you don't need a great deal of passion to feel passionate about something. Let's just see what's going on in your heart chakra. There is a lot of socializing going on. There is a love as well for you. I think this is connecting with another person. And it could be a desire to connect with another person. It could be a case of going out there, meeting other people, being very sociable. And within that sociable aspect, you're going to find that person that sort of corresponds to you. It can't be guaranteed for life, and it may not be your soulmate as per se, but it's actually someone who sort of makes you feel good and you make them feel good. So why not, open the doors and see what happens? But there is a lot of socializing. Let me have another look, see what's going on in regards to the collective. And it is this overall energy, and it's in the background at the moment, because I think it's much more in the here and now about how you're living your life. In the background, you have this sort of directional push towards your heart's desires, but I think it's more to do with one-to-one love here, or one-to-one relationships. And this could also be a one-to-one relationship with one of your parents, or one of your brothers or sisters, or a friend or something like that. But I got a funny feeling it's to do with one-to-one love, basically. Let's just see what's going on with your third eye and your throat chakra. That's bubbling with ideas. It plays in beautiful harmony with your sacrum, basically, at the moment. So this is that whole logical thing of explaining what you want, being able to sort of cut through the mist quite easily, so you can see clearly of where you're going, or at least sort of communicating that. And that's one of the stages of manifestations, is actually clearly communicating not only with yourself and with the world around you, but also the universe. So you get this whole idea of sort of when you communicate clearly what you want, that's what the universe is actually going to start injecting in your life. So I would be very clear about yourself within your meditation and what you're asking from the universe, but within your prayers and that sort of thing. But also I'd be clear about what you're communicating with other people that are around you. With this clear communication can bring out that, open up that doors to sort of love and meeting that soulmate, and it could well be the moment that happens. Let's just see what's going on in your crown chakra. We'll probably see that in your tarot reading as well. Let's see what's going on in that. Well, your consciousness seems to be moving towards the relationship side rather than the material side, and which is, you're working hard and everything like that. And I think this is where in the sacrum, you've got that nice balance going on. So when you're working, you're really working. And I think it's almost as if like you could almost do this blindfolded. You know what you're doing, you know where you're going, you know what you want. And it leaves you time to explore that avenue of your relationship side. And that's where your consciousness is leaning to, more on that sort of side of life. I'm just checking that because actually, sorry, I do apologize. It's actually the other side. I was sorry about that. It is much more on the financial side. So it does tie in with your sacrum then. So maybe your consciousness is going into your projects a lot more. And I think that's pretty much true when it ties into your third eye and your throat chakra as well. I do apologize because when I'm doing the tarot cards, it's one way. And when I'm doing reading the chakras, it's the other way. It's as if you're sitting in front of me. So sometimes your left, my left is your right, as it were. So that's why I got it sort of, back-ended about, basically. So your consciousness is playing onto your left side, which is all to do with that sort of material sort of world, which we see in the tarot reading on this side here, which we'll see later on. But your consciousness is really flowing into that. And I think that's the installation of your projects as you're coming out of your birthday season and starting the new year. Let's just see what's going on your aura. Okay, so I would say around about Tuesday, Wednesday period. I think it's more sort of Tuesday, but it lags over the two. It could be the Tuesday evening. There's something that comes in from the outside world which is a bit heavy to deal with. I think you deal with it quite clearly, but you've obviously there's something that needs to be dealt with so you can have this realization that is within you. And that comes really at the end of the week. We're talking Saturday, Sunday here. Saturday or Sunday, where there is a realization within your energy according to what has happened earlier on in the week. And as I say, I think it comes in from the outside world. I think it's a bit sort of imposing upon you. I don't think you're going to like it. I don't think you should necessarily be imposed by it. And that's why you may be dealing with it very sharply, cleanly and crisply going forward. Let's just see where the energy is flowing to. Well, it's actually flowing much more into your sacrum here rather than anything else. I think with the outside world, with that third eye and that throat chakra being very well charged, I think you've got it. I think you're going to flow really well within connecting with other people or doing your job and stuff like that. And when I can said you sort of like you could do it with your eyes shut, you almost know what you're doing. And I think there is a degree of that, and I think that's where your consciousness plays into it. But it's flowing into those desires, those essential desires within your sacrum. So it's a longer term plan that it's dealing with at the moment. Okay, let's get into your tarots and let's see what your tarot reading does for you for this coming week. Here's the overall energy here. Here's the karmic missions on your relationship side, on your financial side, or material world. This is how the universe influences your karmic mission. This is how your guides influence your karmic mission. This is how your guides influence the conversation within you. And this is the overall reading on the or the outcome, or how it flows into the following week. So let's just see with you, Pisces, your overall energy for the week. Nurturing. Yeah, I think that is a case of that. And this is what we were talking about within your root chakra, combining with your sacrum. It is nurturing your foundations at the moment. That's the overall energy, keeping an eye on the longer term plan. Let's see what's going on your relationship side. A bit of a tower moment. Could that be that thing that comes in on the Tuesday and the Wednesday? Something that's sort of like imposed upon you. Let's see what the universe is trying to offer you. Well, they're trying to offer you sunshine. I think this is basically a realization that actually I'm not going to be imposed. I don't want that. I want happiness. And you're almost going to be sort of like having to skirt your way around someone who is just like trying to sort of like bring you down in a way. That's what it seems to be on the tower moment. I think it's an understanding of what is happening or influences that are coming outside of you. Yeah, I wouldn't hold on too tightly. And this is what your guides are talking here. So I wouldn't hold on too tightly, but I would hold on tightly to your pleasures that you want in life. And your guides here are sort of like helping you to concentrate on the essentials in regards to your relationships that are around you at the moment. That's what it seems to be playing into. Let's just see what goes on here. So Three of Pentacles, it's almost like you've got the Four of Pentacles here. So this is where you should be keeping hold of the essentials. And when I'm talking about the essentials, we're talking about the good quality work you're doing. And as I said, I think you're going to be very at ease, almost blasé about your connection with other people within your relationships that are around you. Keeping the essentials of what you want out of life. And I think happiness is one of them. It's going to be that sort of tower moment where it's going to force you to look at your relationships around you and see what quality relationships you have, and keeping hold of those ones that are good quality for you. In the coincidences that happen around you, a little bit of a distance from you, that's how it's going to feed in. So it's noticing what's being said on the radio as you're talking to someone that reiterates your feelings or your sentiments, or a message that goes past on a vehicle, or a bird that sort of sings around you. And that's helped you kind of tie you into good quality work and connecting with people who also want to do it. And it's within the material world here, because there's lots of pentacles going on. But it is, the sun is not only happiness, but it's also the universe is sort of kind of saying, you've got to be out there, you've got to be involved in the energy that is around you. And it's going to shine a bit of a light on you. So people are going to be attracted towards you. And realizing this, you've got to know what you want out of life and be essential to it. Let's just see what's going on in your financial sort of side. Reaching for those dreams, realizing your dreams, activating your dreams. And I think that comes into the nurturing side of it all. Your karmic mission is to nurture those dreams and aspirations, which we talked about in your sacrum as well. And your karmic mission this week is to concentrate on that. Letting go of the past, of the laden stuff that you have. Or it is a case of you have great possibilities within you. And you have a great accumulation of things within you. But the universe is here, I think they're sort of saying, if you want this, you need to streamline things. And this could possibly tie into that thing that comes in through on the Tuesday that make you realize a few things of how the universe is trying to sort of help you unladen the woes and worries of the world in regards to, your business world, basically. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence you. Yeah, they're trying to get you onto that rhythm of life, getting into and allowing your solar plexus to feed that heart's desires, basically, which is very much the star card here. And the guides here are doing that with coincidences around you, which is it's almost like it's encouraging you, like a calling voice, sort of when you notice things that click into place around you, things are coming up, which is going to make you feel a lot more bubbly and a lot more vibrant, so you can head down your path and nurture that path and grow, basically, with the things that are around you. At the end of the week, and this is where this good, healthy relationship side here, where you've got working with other people, I think this has to do with a one-to-one relationship, but it could also be to do with groups such as family, friends, and community. But on your work side here, on the end of the week, I think there's going to be a realization about maybe of what you've been carrying too much here on that 10 of Wands. Here is where you're going to be starting playing smart, being very clever about how you do things, which is going to save you time, effort, and going to help you to progress a lot quicker on your path as you go forward. What's the overall outcome for the thing? I think it's the real start of the journey. It's almost as if, like, here you're putting things into place. You're really starting to, you're engaging. It's like you've got the keys in the car. You've packed the car now. That's the 3 months before your birthday. You've packed the car. You're starting the engine. And with this starting of the engine, it's just realizing, kind of going, those healthy boundaries is, have I got enough petrol or diesel or electricity to get to where I'm going? And nurturing your path going forward. Because the 9 of Wands is that line of difficulty, which is under the 10 of Cups. And there is a new cycle that you should be heading into at the moment. And those 9 and the 9 of Pentacles and that barrier that healthy boundaries that you put up is almost like a way of sort of saying, I'm taking my staff and I'm going on a journey and I'm putting these wands in place of understanding, so I don't go back and do the same things as I've done in the past, basically. So you can keep moving on in the future in a really, really progressive way. And let me just have a quick look what these sort of boundaries are. Let me pull a few cards on that. Let me see if they're on the relationship side. Well, we got the 7 of Pentacles again. I think it's nurturing the relationship side. I think that side there is, you could have healthy boundaries in there when you nurture the relationships and not accepting things that don't correspond to you in regards to your spirit. We got the 10 of Wands here, and that is that healthy boundaries, I think. It's realizing not to take on too much within your job and workspace. If you realize that, all of a sudden you are going to be playing smart. And if you do that, you're going to get onto the King of Wands. It's going to be really vibrant and happy times for you going forward. And that stems in through that heart, through that sun card that comes through, and also the activation of your heart as well, and that petal that sort of comes out the front of your heart and connects with everybody that is around you. As I said, I'm going to be doing the Equinox 3 monthly reading coming up on this channel. Your individual reading will be coming out on Tuesday, collective out on Sunday. Thank you very much for your support for this channel. I hope you do have a lovely week. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.